Good morning, everyone. Hello and happy Tuesday. The weeks are just flying by. I feel like I say that every week, but maybe it's just as I get older, things go so much faster. I can't believe another week has gone by. It's an exciting week here at TE. Hopefully you were up bright and early. Maybe you set that alarm. You'll know why in a little bit when we start talking about today's release. But I want to say hello to some people first. So as you're hopping on here, say hi to me and let me know what is up in your neck of the woods. What are you up to this summer? Any fun plans happening around you, around your family? What are you guys doing? We are embarking on a vacation. So last week I was out for a day and took our oldest daughter to volleyball camp. And this week we've got a couple of fun family happenings going on. So I think many of you know that our son Henry has a rare syndrome, and we are so excited that the national conference for his syndrome is coming to Des Moines this year. So we are one of the host families this weekend, and we get to welcome families who have a child with this syndrome called 5P minus, and we're going to meet together in a hotel with all of our kids and siblings of kids with 5P minus, and we're going to have a great time. I'm so excited about that. And then right from there, we are heading to the Cook family vacation. That's my maiden name. So the whole side of my family, Whitney and all her kids, and then our youngest sister is coming, and my parents, and it's going to be so much fun up in Okoboji, which is a lake here in Iowa that people love to go to, and there's an amusement park, and there's boating, and I know all of you know how crazy it can be leading up to vacation, so I feel like I'm a little bit, I gotta pack all the people, pack the food, think about, all the things. Thankfully, John has the rental side of things covered, renting a boat and doing all the condo rentals for everybody. So we make a good team, and it's gonna happen, and it's gonna be fun. Although I will say, when people have asked about my vacation coming up, I have to clarify just a little bit. We call it a trip if there are kids going on this. It's not a vacation when young kids are involved, or really anything Henry is involved in. It's hard work. I know you guys know that, those of you that have traveled with kids. But it's still fun, and we are so excited to be taking this trip next week. But I feel a little bit crazy, so let's see who we have. Yes, hi Jamie. All the cooks together will be fun. Have a blast. Thank you, Deneen. We have Jill here today. Hello, Sue. Barbara's here. Linda. Leisha's here from Virginia Beach. Hi, Ginny and Anna in Omaha. Anna, I'm headed your way tomorrow. My oldest has another volleyball camp, and so we are headed to Omaha. Last week it was Lincoln. This week it's Omaha. I love watching her play and do what she loves, so I will be out of the office tomorrow, and then out of the office for the conference, and then on vacation. So it feels like this big extended time away from the office, but that means a couple of things for you guys. So next Tuesday, it is the last Tuesday of July, and we have our kit release. However, it's kind of a perfect storm of vacation time, because I'm on vacation, Whitney's on vacation, Susan is on vacation, and Heather is on vacation. So next Tuesday, mark your calendar, we will still be having an event here. We're kind of testing out some things since we haven't done this before, but it will be pre-recorded, and it will go live at the time of the normal live, which is 10 a.m. So you can still, hopefully if everything all works out, we're hoping you can comment along just like it is live, except for I won't be talking back to you. It will be pre-recorded, but I'll be in the comments section kind of commenting along with you as you watch the pre-recorded video for next week's kit release. It's going to be amazing. You guys are going to love it. It's our Christmas in July kit, and Heather pulled out all the stops, and this kit is super fun and cute. I can't wait to share it with you guys. So just know that that is next week on Tuesday. There will be a pre-recorded event here for the normal live. Let's see if we've got anybody else. All right. Oh, Jamie says it's VBS week at church. That was last week for us, so that can be crazy too. Breaker Rock Beach. We did a mountain theme this year. I always love VBS week. Our kids love it too. So, all right, you guys. Guess what? What was today? Or what is today? Today is our grab bag and retirement sale. So we do this annually. We put together grab bag products of previously retired items that we had left over from retirement sales, and we put those into grab bags. They are deeply discounted for you guys. We've added some additional grab bag options on this year, so I will be talking through those. But the reason why I was asking if you set your alarm is because the main grab bag is already sold out. So as with as you can probably expect, we don't put together infinite number of grab bags. We do it based on how much product we have left over from previous retirement sales. And this year we were able to put together 400 grab bags, and they were gone in about an hour's time, actually less than an hour. I think Maggie was up here telling us about 20 minutes ago that they were gone. So those of you who have participated and gotten a grab bag before, you know the great value of that. And I'm curious who was able to snag one today. Hopefully we got some newbies out there, because I think this is a great way. Our grab bags are a great way to start collecting TE products and get an idea of kind of what we're all about here at TE and our style, and you get to do it at a great price. So hopefully we got some newbies in there to get a grab bag this morning too. Okay, so before we talk about grab bags, one more thing. I'm only going to say this one more time, and I don't think, isn't there a rule that you have to hear something 7 times before it actually sinks in? Well, I haven't quite said this 7 times yet, but hopefully you've seen it and heard it a total of 7 times, because this is your last chance. This is the last announcement I will make about the Advent Calendar pre-order. It ends at the end of the day today. So make sure you grab your Advent Calendar on pre-order, because that's the only way you can guarantee you will get one. We will have quantities released at a higher price, and limited quantities closer to the Advent season, so that will happen in November. But this is your opportunity to make sure you are guaranteed to get an Advent Calendar and enjoy the fun of opening a gift every day. And I am super excited about this year's Advent Calendar. So tell all your friends and make sure you get your Advent Calendar before the end of the day today if you were planning to get one. Okay, are we ready to talk about grab bags and retirement sale? I'm ready. I'm excited. I will show you, walk you through the grab bags, and then we will make a project together using one of the products from our retirement sale. Our retirement sale is, let me throw another graphic up here on the screen. So you will find that on the homepage of the website. When you click over to the retirement sale category, these products are 40% off. They are while supplies last, and once the supplies are gone, these items won't be restocked back into the TE catalog. So now is your chance to get those things that we have to say farewell to. This is always kind of a sad time for me too, because every one of these products that we create is just something that I have fallen in love with. And, over time, we're always coming up with new products, and there's more things added to the catalog, more new things to love, and some of the old things have to make room for the new. So that's what we are doing with these grab bag offerings. I know I said that this grab bag is sold out, so I just want to show you, those of you who snagged a grab bag, this is what is coming your way. We have the crafty tote bag here in front of you. This is a really nice size tote bag. If you were at our Stamp Joy event last fall, this is what you received for the event. It's got a nice zipper on the top. And then this is packed full of goodies. There might be stencils in here. There might be stamps. There are some stickers, some pre-cut favor boxes. They are all a little bit different, so even if you got a couple of them, you will get some different things, but some similar things as well. So that is the crafty grab bag, and again, that is sold out, but we do still have some other options for you to choose from. So we have what we're calling, here, let me get this up on the screen. So we have our mystery die grab bag. Let me show you what this looks like. It is packaged just in this little kind of glassine bag, so you won't be able to see what's inside until you open it, but there are 10 dies in here, and these would be similar to what you would receive in our monthly freebie. So last year we did a die every month, and that would be about the size of the dies that are in here. So we've been doing monthly freebies for a long time, and there's just a variety of dies in here that are similar to our Little Bits size. So Little Bits dies typically retail for $6 to $7 a piece. And there are 10 of them in here, so that would be about a $60 to $70 value, and this is $7. So you never know what you're gonna get. You might get some duplicates to what you have, but it's always a fun little grab bag to see what is inside. Then we also have our mystery stamp grab bags. I do believe these are still in stock. They come in this fun little pillow box storage, and they are again $7. Let me pop this open and I can kind of dump these out. This particular one that I happened to grab, I counted, there are 16 stamps in here. So it kind of depends on the size of the stamp, what you might get, but there are, there's a floaty in this one. There are lots of good sentiments. There's some cute little imagery. This is one of our crafty embossing guns, or heat tools, you call them. There's a little scissors. There's some little icon stamps. We have a cute little unicorn down here from our little critters set. So as you guys know, we manufacture all of our stamps in-house, and they go through a pretty rigorous process for finding defects. So we inspect every stamp set that comes through before we put it on a panel and get it ready to ship out to you guys, to make sure that there are no defects. Now, we're not perfect, so there are times when there may be defects that you guys contact us about, but for the most part, we try to catch those ahead of time. And sometimes it only affects one or two of the stamps in the set, which means we have this set with extra imagery that is really good imagery, but it just doesn't make a full set. So that is what you will find in these grab bags. Some of them are current products, like you saw, that little unicorn and the little floaty guy. Those are current products in our catalog, and some of them have been retired and are part of retired stamp sets, but you just never know what you're gonna get. So between 10 and 14 is what we guaranteed in here. I did count this one and there were 16 in there. So you're gonna get a variety of stamps for that $7 price. So super, super. Tracy's saying, so sad I missed everything. Somebody's gonna have to clue me in. Are the other grab bags sold out? The stamp grab and the die grab? Somebody might have to tell me, because I can't see the website while I'm live, but hopefully you didn't miss everything. I've got one more grab bag to show you. So this is a product that was part of our collection for several years. You might remember it if you've been around. Our designer dangles. So these were all designed to make earrings, and I know these are still popular. People are still making these, selling these on Etsy and craft fairs. I see them quite often. But we have retired these products, and now we have a special grab bag. We didn't want to include these products in our regular grab bag because not everybody makes earrings or is interested in that. So if that is something that you are interested in, this is an awesome deal. We have all of these wood pieces. You'll get some craft leather. There are dies in here. There's nothing that's unusable. So we would not give you a die that doesn't have a, or I should say we wouldn't give you a wood piece that doesn't have a die to go with it if it needs one. So everything in here is usable stuff, and the value here is $225 was the retail value of everything in these grab bags, and your cost is just $55. So you can still grab those designer dangle grab bags. I know we had quite a limited quantity of those, but they are I believe, still available. So it looks like, okay, Charlie says they're not all sold out, just the crafty grab bags. So you can still get the mystery stamp, the mystery die, and the designer dangles grab bags. The other thing we have going on is our retirement sale. So as I mentioned, every year we have products that we have to make room for the new stuff coming. So we have a retirement category and everything in there is 40% off. Some of them have limited quantities, some of them have greater quantities. So it's kind of a, you get the best selection the earlier you shop. So hopefully you're checking out that category while you shop today as well. And I am going to get crafty with you, and we're going to use something from that retirement sale. We're continuing on with our Christmas in July. And so I decided to make this card using one of the retired products. The product I'm using mainly is called Sugar Rush. And I don't have a packaged one here in front of me, but it is a stencil and clear combo. And then it has coordinating dies that you can purchase separately. And these stencils are what help you create these cute little candy shapes. Of course, I did mine like peppermints and made a cute non-traditional Christmas card out of them. And that's what we're gonna do together today, using these strips of stencils. And then we also have our clear stamp. So there are 2 different sizes of candies that you can make from the stencils in this set. So you see we have one here that's a little bit larger, and then the smaller version here. So those are the 2 different sizes you can make. And then the other fun thing is not only can you make these little kind of twisted wrapped candies, we have all of the pieces to help you make these into a lollipop as well. So there is the stick for the lollipop, and then there are, here is one to make smaller lollipops. You have the sticks, and then you line them up with the circles on the top, and you can kind of piece together the candies that you want and in the colors that you want, etc. So let's get crafty. I'll show you what these dies look like. So this was one of my favorite concepts and still is, so I'm kind of sad to see this one going. We have this in a couple different, I guess, themes. So we have one with cupcakes and ice cream. We have this one with candies. We had one with mittens. I think that one might already be retired, but we explored this idea with strips of stencils and then dies that are all connected together, so you can cut out all of those stenciled images at the same time. So let's get started. I am going to start with, I think we'll start with the background. So on this background, let me get all my stuff moved out of the way here. All right, so on this background, I use strawberry milkshake cardstock, and I'm going to start by blending the same color, strawberry milkshake, in from the edges, and that's gonna give me kind of a glow in the middle here and just give me some dimension on that background. So that's something you'll see a lot of our designers do. It's a way to kind of set your images off to give your panel more interest without a lot of extra work. So I'm gonna take my strawberry milkshake ink pad and my blender brush, and we'll go ahead and just darken the edges. I tend to come in a little bit farther in the corners and then just kind of lightly tap those edges, and I don't come too far into the center along the edges, but I come in a little bit farther in the corners. And tone on tone ink selection seems to work well for this. So Karen, you're welcome. Karen says, I love how thoughtful you are about grab bags, making sure there are usable products and not orphans. Yeah, I'd never really heard that term before, orphans, but that makes sense. You don't want products that you can't use without the pair. And so you don't want a die that you can't use because you don't have the stamp, and the stamp is retired, so you can't get the stamp anymore. So yes, we won't do that to you. I want to make sure that these are valuable and useful. And I know some of you over the years have gotten to where you purchase one for a crafty friend, or purchase one and give the things inside away to a crafty friend. I know lots of our loyal TE followers probably have a lot of the products that are in these grab bags because you've been following us and purchasing and for years and enjoying. So, all right. I am gonna quickly, I thought I was, but I don't have my alcohol. Hold on, I'm gonna wash this little area over here. I think these little alcohol spray bottles that we use in the studio, Whitney, we might want to make a note that we need more, because now we have 3 people creating in this studio. We've got 3 of these giant glass boards, but only 2 of the alcohol bottles, so we always end up kind of dragging them around the room to different stations to clean them. Okay, so here we go. This is what that looks like when we're done adding the blend around the outside. Now the background stamp that I'm going to use today is called Ticks and Tacks. I think it looks so fun with this cute peppermint artwork, but it doesn't detract. It's not so busy that I lose my cute peppermints in it. So it's kind of a balance of picking something that adds some interest but doesn't overwhelm your card. So we'll go ahead and place this here in the MISTI. And I've got my mini one out here because I have the bigger one already set up for clear stamps. Okay. Put that on top just to make sure, and have my adhesive here. Oop. Okay. And I'm going to stamp this with sugar cube ink. That's another way to make sure that your, whoops, that came with me. That's another way to make sure that your background's not too busy, is to stamp it in either tone on tone or stamp it with sugar cube ink, which is gonna make it a little lighter in that background. Oh, hello, Candy. It was fun to spend some time with you on Friday. I'm glad you and your friend Mary had a good time. Candy was the winner of a couple things, so she's a lucky lady. A couple years ago at Stamp Joy, she won a certificate for a 1-hour crafty session with Taylor. So she turned that in and came and saw us on Friday, and we got to craft together for a little while. So that was super fun. Okay. So there we have it. There is our background. We'll set that aside now. And let's go ahead and make our peppermints. So I'm going to show you the stencils. I'll first start by making the peppermints, the little ones. So this is the strip stencil, and I'm not always a huge fan of pixie spray. I don't typically use it on my stencils, but you will notice this one has a really fine detail piece here that if you do not use pixie spray on that, it is not going to work for you. So I'm going to quickly just spritz this, and I'm going to keep my pixie spray towards the middle here. Try to, I guess, because I don't need it everywhere else, but I just really need it in that one opening there. So here's what the pixie spray looks like. I'm going to shake it up good. I hold it about 6 to 8 inches away from my stencil when I do use it, spray it on the back. And I'm going to hold it over my garbage can. So I'm going to take it off screen and just hold the nozzle about 6 to 8 inches away, and then give it a couple spritzes here. Okay. I wave it around a little bit just to get it to become tacky. And then I have my white cardstock. I just have some kind of scratch pieces that we use. We have everything cut down here in the studio to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so it's just easy to grab. And this does not fit all of the peppermints on it, but I'm okay with that because I just want to use up the paper that I have. So, and I don't need that many peppermints. All right, so we got that one in the middle there tacked down. The other thing I want to make sure of when I'm laying it down on my paper, I am planning to cut this with this die that has the little wrapper pieces on the edges. And so I want to make sure that I've left enough room on my cardstock on both sides in order to cut those out. So I also, just because I apparently liked this set so much, I have 2 of every stencil, so to speed things along, I'm going to use another one here on the bottom so I can do 2 at a time. But you guys, if you purchase this set, you would only have 1 of each of these stencil layers that I'm using. So let me quickly get a little more pixie spray on this guy. We'll wave this one around, and then we can do 2 colors at once. Okay. Make sure that middle one is tacked down. I've got 3 different colors that I'll be doing. I have cherry pop, lollipop, and then also strawberry milkshake. So let's start with, oh, you know what? I lied. I'm using cherry pop, cilantro, and strawberry milkshake. I am not sure why I have lollipop over here. I don't need it. So we're gonna set that aside. Okay, so cherry pop, strawberry milkshake, and cilantro. We'll start with the cherry pop. And again, to speed things along, I am going to take and do 3 of these peppermints in red and 3 of them in pink. And then this top row will all be green. So that will just kind of, when I made the card to begin with, I did 1 row of every color. And then I had plenty of peppermint patterns and colors to choose from, which I have still here in a dish waiting to use if we need them. But for now, let's just save ourselves a little bit of time watching me blend, and we'll do these in halvesies. Cover that side up, and then we'll do the strawberry milkshake. And on these peppermint pieces that have the swirl in them, it's always good to follow the direction of the swirl while you're blending. So I'm going to blend in the same direction on this one. That's going to keep the stencil from kind of moving on me. If I were to go back this way, it would pull up the stencil and give me more potential for having an issue. So, all right. Pull that off. So we've got pink and we've got red, maybe a little more pink over here. So we don't need that anymore. The rest of them are going to be green, cilantro, and these bitty blender brushes work really well. Even the detail blender brushes for getting in these small places tend to saturate your paper faster than, all right, we're going to tack you down, and then we're going to follow you in the direction of your swirl so we can hopefully avoid. All right, I feel good about that. Okay. Hi, Carol, watching from your hotel room. It's a fun morning activity. I was in a hotel last week watching crafty videos in the hotel workout room. I didn't have my AirPods with me either, so I was just kind of hoping nobody would come in while I was exercising, and of course there was another man that wanted to work out at the same time, so I kind of wondered the whole time, what is he thinking about this crafty video that I'm playing? He probably wasn't listening at all, but okay, so there we have that. Now I'm going to take this piece, and all of these are already spaced out for you. Again, we left off the very last one, so I'm just going to align the die over the top. I better get my tape ready. I always do that, line it up and then realize I don't have any tape. Okay, feeling good about that. So we'll go ahead and run this through the die cut machine. Ooh, Kelly, hello from Yellowstone National Park. Wow, that's fun. Are you vacationing? Been doing a lot of hiking? Or I don't think I've been to Yellowstone. No, I have not been to Yellowstone. All right, we'll move this down then and cut out the next 6 peppermints. Okay. Pop those out of the die and I'll set those aside. All right, so we got 12 peppermints out of that quick and easy process, or 12 candies. I don't know if you consider them all peppermints. We've got one that's, we'll call the green, those are spearmint flavored peppermints, and these are the mint flavored. And I don't know what the pink ones are. Okay, so now we're going to take our mini Misty again, and I'm going to set this up for clear stamping. And we're going to make the bigger peppermints. So the bigger peppermints have a stamp here. We can choose between the swirl or this one, and I'm just going to use this one here. All right, and then I've got a piece of paper. I can put that down with my magnet. I really only need 3 for this project. I have one already done of the large one, and I need 3 more. So I need to make sure that the die, that I have space again to cut out the wrapper on the left and right side. Now all of my pieces here for the peppermint, that is one thing that has always bothered me about clear stamps, is they pull up my paper. No matter how many magnets I use, it happens. Okay, so I'm going to use Cherry Pop ink for all of my peppermints, or my larger ones. So we'll just go ahead and stamp that. And I did set this up in the Misty because it's nice to have, especially I don't get quite the first time impression with clear stamps that I do with rubber, so I like to be able to stamp those twice to make sure I have a nice crisp red. And then we'll make sure that's going to fit over the top, and I have space for another one then. And I'm just going to move my paper up and stamp again. Ooh! That was almost dangerous. I got some on my fingers here. Oh, Barbara, all the way over across the pond in the UK. I love that. We were just watching, I'm always just, one of my lifelong kind of dreams is to go to England to watch Wimbledon. So, Barbara, are you a Wimbledon fan? Do you have an inn at Wimbledon? Can I come visit? We have watched every year, and so much time spent watching tennis. I actually played tennis in college, and my dad was a tennis pro growing up, so lots of ties to that game. It's a fun one to watch. All right. Anybody else been to Wimbledon? Now I'm curious, even if you don't live in the UK. Have you been? Okay, just making sure that I have enough space. I should be plenty fine. I did say that I only needed 3, didn't I? But here we are, stamping 4. All right. We have Frankfurt, Germany here today too. That's amazing. I have really no idea what time it is for you guys, but I'm so glad you're joining us. Okay, we are going to... Okay, so you said you're 200 miles away from where Wimbledon is at, so you watch on TV as well. Well, maybe someday I'll get over there. Okay. We do have just one die for the larger peppermint piece, and so we're going to run this through 3. I'm going to cut out just 3 of them. That'll save us a little bit of time. We didn't have a lot of new products to go over today, so I have more crafty time. I'm reading back on older comments that have come through. It looks like I'm not alone in calling it a vacation or a trip versus a vacation. So yes, we are going on a trip. And I think our kids are going on a vacation, but we're going on a trip. Sounds like some of you are talking about going to Comic-Con out in California. Sounds like fun. Okay, so we've got 3 of those. We have a whole bunch of little ones. Now we can start the process of putting these together. Whitney, if you're still listening and you want to pop in here, I thought of something you can grab for me that I'm missing. I'm going to get all of these arranged on my background. Now you could do this step first, or you could do it after you have them all adhered. It kind of depends on your, I guess, how risky you are. Susan always says I live on the edge. So when I made my original card, I did this step after I glued everything down. But do you see the little additions that I made to the wrappers? That gave them extra dimension, and I just added those with Olo marker. So you can do that before you put your whole background together, or you can do it at the end after you've picked which things are gonna go where. I am missing a press and seal, please. Thank you. All right, so the color I'm using is CG1, and I'm just taking and flicking that marker color on those wrapper edges to give it that little bit of marker dimension. Another thing I did try, which was kind of fun, but it just seemed like a lot of work. I took acetate and I cut it out with the die, and then figured out a way to adhere it over the top of my stenciled candies so that it looked like it was wrapped. And the way that I did that was by adhering the little enamel dot to the acetate, and then using the enamel dot to hide the glue, to glue it down to the stenciled piece. So if you wanted to go the extra mile, you could put some acetate over the top of your candies. Since you're here, Whitney, could you turn on the air? I don't know what it is about today, if it's, my blouse that I'm wearing has like a little kind of tighter neck on it, and Maybe that's making me extra hot. I don't know.
It is warm in here.
Okay, thanks for making me feel like I'm not having a hot flash. I'm progressing towards the age where I don't know if I'm going crazy or if I'm just having a hot flash. Whoop, these all want to stick to me. I think especially on the big ones, it gives it that little added something that it needs on the edges here. Now I'm going to put the enamel dots on at the end after I've determined which candies I'm actually going to use in my pattern. Maybe I should bring in a few more. I don't know if I quite have all the colors and styles, designs that I want, so we'll do a couple more for good measure. So this process is going to be a little bit like creating a happy half sheet, because you want to start with your biggest image and you want to place those first, and then you want to fill your pattern with the smaller images. So we're going to take those big pieces first and kind of lay them out. It's also important, another tip that I give during happy half sheets is you want some of your designs to go off of the edge so it doesn't look like everything's just pushed into the middle of this piece of cardstock. So that's why I am intentionally overlapping some of those candy pieces off of the edge, which we'll cut off at the end. So I feel good about how that looks. Then we can start adding in some of these other pieces, and I want to make sure I grab some of the swirly designs and some of these pinwheel. I like these little pinwheel ones. And let's do a red swirly here. And you can kind of continue to shift around these big ones if you find a better spot for them to land. Green, let's do pink here. So it's just a puzzle. We're putting together a puzzle that doesn't have a picture to go with it. Well, I guess you have my picture of my original card that you could follow if you are wanting to do something like this. All right, let's do the green one here, another pink one at the top, and then we've just got one in that bottom corner to fill. Let's do red. All right, so I feel pretty good about that and how things are looking. I'll look at it for just a second. I try not to overthink it for too long. As long as nothing stands out to me as, wow, that's out of place, I usually continue on. So my next step is going to be to use the supply that Whitney brought me, the press and seal, and that's going to allow us to pick up this entire pattern. Place this down over the top. Okay. Then press it into place to seal it to the press and seal. So usually I just kind of burnish on the pieces that I want to stick to the press and seal, and then I don't really burnish on the background because I don't want the press and seal to stick into the background. So then we can pull this up, pulling slowly just in case I didn't get anything burnished enough to stick. I don't want it to, this one needs a little bit more. All right, now these are all together and we can add our adhesive easily and just place it right back over the top. I am going to pop up the largest of these little peppermints. So I've got my foam squares here that I can just put one in the center of each of those. Okay. And then it looks like I also forgot my glue press. Hold on. Okay, so I've got my glue press here, and I can add adhesive to each of these smaller pieces. Oops, I didn't want to do that. That one is popped up. Trying to get enough glue on there that it will stick well, but not smush out the sides. Okay. Then we'll peel off the backing from the foam tape. Somebody had commented earlier they liked my new nails. It was definitely time. I stretched those purple nails out for a long time, and I finally was able to get in, make some time on Sunday to get in and get my nails done, but they had these new ones at my salon. I know they're not new to the world of nail, but this color was new, but they're cat eye nails. So they use like a, I don't know if you can tell, but they use like a magnet to make those little pieces kind of gather towards the middle, and then they look like cat eyes. I don't know, they're really kind of cool. Okay, so we're gonna flip this over then and hold it. I'm holding it taut. Actually, I think, not that it really matters, but I think this is the way that I had it before. So let's get that down into place. And then we'll just press it. And because that adhesive is on the back of all of our pieces, it's going to stick now to the cardstock, and we can just peel this back. Ta-da! I love it. Okay, so then let's take our scissors and just snip off the extra pieces that are around the outside edge here. Anything hanging off of that pink background needs to be trimmed. And we've got our piece completed. Wouldn't this be cute in lots of different color combinations too? You could do, I don't know, you could do Halloween. Looks like I've got maybe a little space up here. Does anybody else see it? Right up here where I just want a little something. So I think I'm gonna take, let's do red. And we're gonna adhere that down in that open space there. But this would be cute for lots of occasions. You could do Halloween candies in orange and black and green and purple. And I don't know, this is obviously Christmas. I'm trying to think of other, you could do it for a birthday. Candy is always birthday-ish too. Okay, so that filled that little open space that my eye was drawn to, and now we can do our sentiment. So we've talked about this quite a bit, where when you have a background that you've created that you don't want to cover up per se, you want the background to still shine, but you need to get a sentiment in there somewhere, and you need to diffuse a little bit of the background so that your sentiment stands out. I'm going to be using a sentiment from the Seasons Sweetings. So we released this with last year's Christmas release, and it was designed to go with cookies and baking themed cookie items for Christmas, but there are some really cutesy sentiments in here. I'm going to use Merry Christmas this time because I have it already done in the back here, but on my original card I used Happy Holidays. I think that cute little trail on the Y is just super fun. So we are going to adhere this down straight to the vellum. just in the middle of that vellum circle. I cut that out with our stitched circle stacklets. And then I'll take the foam tape that I have here, put a couple of those, hide the adhesive behind the sentiment, and then we'll pop that sentiment right here in the center. Then we have to do our cute little, I think these little enamel dots really make the card, so we can't forget those. I am going to grab my die pick. This is how I typically like to adhere my enamel dots. We'll take them out of the out of the packages so it's easier. We have our cherry pop, and then we have strawberry milkshake, and this one is called pea pod, which goes great with the cilantro. So lots of colors can be interchangeable with these enamel dots too. So I pick it off with the die pick and I set it where I want it to go. And then I just press it into place, and that's how I make sure that it goes. I don't know about you guys, but I have like fumble fingers and they drop and they move, and then I can't get them right centered where I want them to. So the ones that have larger openings in the middle, I am using a medium size enamel dot. These large red ones, the largest peppermints that we made, are going to get the largest of the red enamel dots. And then the pinwheel ones, whoops, I didn't quite get that one, are going to get the smallest enamel dot. Okay, so we got those. Now we need a pink tiny for the center of the pinwheel. I need another pink tiny up here. And then we need a red tiny. I didn't put anything on any enamel dots on the ones that have swirl patterns, which oddly enough, I only chose one swirl pattern in this whole, oh, there's another one. There's two. There must be a couple hidden under here because I thought I tried to arrange them so that I had a good amount of all the styles. Okay, this then is a card base, just a regular A2 card base. And I've got my bone folder here. Love this bone folder. And we're just going to, or I'm just going to take some tape runner. Since we've already used foam adhesive and enamel dots, I'm just going to adhere this down to the card base. So there you have it. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, all kinds of fun candy themed things you could do with this cute Sugar Rush stencil and clear combo, and then the coordinating dies are sold separately. Or there are bundled items on the website that you can grab if you need both the stamp and the die, or the stencil and the die. All right, let me say farewell then. Lisa says, yes, the dots do make it. They really do. You got to find those little things that you can add in to give it that extra pizzazz, just that finishing touch. All right, well, thank you guys for tuning in today and for joining me for our grab bag and retirement sale. I hope you find some good deals, some things that you enjoy using. Give them a good home as we look to make room for new things, lots of new coming up. So as I mentioned, I'll mention it one more time in case you came in late. Next week is a little bit different. I am on vacation, and in a perfect storm, Susan and Heather are also on vacation. So our kit launch, which is amazing. It's Christmas in July. You guys are gonna love it. I love it. Heather designed a really fun kit for Christmas in July, and it launches next Tuesday at 9 o'clock. We will still be having an event here. We are working on figuring out all the details, but we're thinking it's going to be a live that pops up for you at 10 o'clock, the regular time. It will just be pre-recorded. So I'm gonna pre-record that, and you will have that content for you next week to walk through the kit contents and all of the design team samples like we always do. So just keep an eye out for that, and you're welcome to comment along as you normally would, because Whitney's running, which is making me nervous.
You need to spill tea.
Oh, I thought we were going to do that on Thursday.
Well, it's a Thursday TBT.
Oh, that's right!
Girl, yes!
I get to spill tea today.
It's like the best tea to spill.
I was just telling everyone that I will be commenting in the comments section. So feel free to comment along, even though it's not a live next week. And I will be paying attention in those comments if you have questions or just want to say that you love the Christmas in July kit. I can't wait for you to see it. I will be here on Thursday with Susan before I head off to the conference, so you'll see me then. We have our Throwback Thursday happening this week. Is it our last one?
Yes.
It's our last Throwback Thursday, so that's been fun too, happening every Thursday. And so we're excited for the last of the new products that we have to share with you there. So I'll see you one more time before I head out. And before I go, a little bit of tea for TBT, which is this Thursday. We'll see you at 10 o'clock. Here it is. Beep, 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 beep. Oh my gosh. Ah, so cute. I love it. I can't wait to share it. So we'll see you.